Our next presentation has the title, Only Healthy If You're Wealthy: Why Unregulated Sale of Pharmaceuticals is Unconstitutional. Please welcome Helen, Atena, Serrano.
The free market is one of the central points in American society. Consumers have complete control to buy whichever product they want out of a variety of choices. Manufacturers have had the freedom to sell and price their product however they please. This free market has allowed for internal competition and industry to thrive, and it has led to many different inventions without any government intervention. So what is it about the healthcare industry that's so different? People who are unwell and need medicine, such as diabetics, do not have a choice on whether or not to splurge on expensive insulin. But is it really fair to benefit the people at the expense of large corporations? Would price regulations even fix this problem? Or would it just apply unnecessary pressure on drug companies? Workers, fathers, mothers, and children all suffer from high healthcare costs. Parents worry on how to afford their children's treatment. Sons and daughters worry on how to give their elderly parents the care that they deserve. How can we fix a broken system in order to properly start treating our families and our communities? I argue that it is unconstitutional for medicine to be included wholly on the free market, as little regulation puts people into debt and focuses on the financial welfare of large corporations rather than the individuals. Selling medicine strictly on the free market also allows for excessive profit of large corporations. Those who object with my claim argue that price regulations could result in drug shortages, lessen research and developmental spending by pharmaceutical companies, fewer drugs reaching the market, and longer wait times for those that do. Because of increased regulations, many libertarians may worry that a drug shortage could push medicinal development back several years. And this is a large concern, as pushing medicinal development back several years could put the United States behind in healthcare as compared with other countries. However, Dr. Marcia Angel and Dr. Arnold S. Froman observed that rather than high pricing or any other motives, patents are the lifeblood of the drug industry, that without a patent, a drug company has no incentive to put a drug to market. With patents and manufacturing exclusivity, companies are able to regain the money that they invest, and they're able to be proportionally compensated according to their sales. My opponents could point out the fact that the government has made poor choices of market restriction in the past, such as when President Franklin Roosevelt and the government passed the National Recovery Act in the Great Depression era, a series of codes restricting businesses from raising their prices too high and discriminating against smaller businesses with hopes of raising production rates high and ending inflation. However, the opposite happened. Production rates only diminished, and inflation rates were raised higher than ever before. The NRA was then deemed unconstitutional by the Supreme Court 2 years later. And although the Supreme Court deemed the NRA unconstitutional, this does not set precedent with sales regulation in regards to medicine. Value-based pricing is only the fixed price of a sale. It would be fairly evaluated by a board of medical professionals to ensure that the drug is being fairly priced over a period of time. This would eliminate any corruption and ulterior motives and bring financial transparency to the consumer. My opponents might still object, however, that it is unnecessary and unconstitutional to regulate the prices ourselves, as the point of the United States government, per the Constitution, is to promote the general welfare to ourselves and our posterity. This may be referring to the United States as a whole, including the economy, rather than the people as individuals. Although this is a common interpretation of the Constitution, it should be better understood as being in charge of the financial well-being and equal opportunity of the people as citizens and individuals. Although the government is a central authority of the United States, a government only works on the basis that its people are well and consenting. If the people no longer consent, are being benefited by the government, or being harmed by it, they have a constitutional right to overrule and protest that government. This is stated in the preamble of the Constitution. So why would the goal of a government in which its people are more sovereign be to benefit themselves financially rather than their citizens? The drug industry has too much liberty on pricing, exploiting the need for medical care. The system is able to be twisted easily. Outrageous costs loom over every doctor's visit. Current medical monopolies manipulate American patients in their moments of vulnerability. Americans should know that they have the promise of liberty and freedom to be able to choose from and be able to afford an array of options in their time of need. And they should know that their government supports them rather than allowing oppression by large companies. When your child is rushed to the ER, how many times have you been forced to pay inhumane prices to help them? How about everyone else who has had the same experience, except they are not able to pay? The healthcare industry needs to be held in check, not only for the sick and the poor, but also for the well and the healthy. When you get sick, your money and your finances should be prioritized on your own health and growth, rather than the health and growth of a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Thank you.